Hello there, it's Joel Smallbone here with the band for King Country, and you are with Band Kind to experience our feature film, Unsung Hero, that circles around our mum and music, migration and miracles. And we'll see you in the cinemas.
Hey, this is Nick at Mankind, and I am here with Joel Smallbone, the actor Joel Smallbone. Unbelievable.
Very different, very different from the musician Joel
Is it?
Smallbone.
Is he different? Is the actor very different?
I don't know. I don't know yet. I don't know. Still trying to figure it out.
Oh my goodness. Well, I've seen a couple iterations of this film. One, it was so powerful to see an early cut in the Hollywood Hills in California. And man, just brought back so many memories of your family. And for folks that don't know, I had the great opportunity of promoting Rebecca St. James' first American record. So when I saw this film, I remembered so many conversations. It was powerful.
Well, it's a look. It's the definition of a labor of love for us, Nick. It's Luke produced it, and we've been developing it for 4 years, and it's our parents' story. It's dad losing everything as a concert promoter in Australia and chasing a dream with mum, 16 suitcases. Mum was 6 months pregnant and 6 kids,
Yeah.
and moved halfway around the world, and then lost everything and had to sort of band together as a family, rake leaves, mow lawns. A very terrifying time for them, but a very adventurous time for us as kids,
Mm.
and overcome. And thank God we did. I won't spoil too much, but I
Don't do
want you
it.
to know we're still here. Yeah.
Amen. Yeah. I remember standing with your dad at the fax machine waiting for radio charts to come in one week years ago. And I think that you were still shorter than your mom at the time when you came in and stood there with us. And your dad said to me, "You know what? Someday I'm going to tell you our family story." And it was so great to connect with you and your dad at Soho in Nashville. And he said, "Well, I've just told you the story here." And who
Did he
knew that
really?
it would come this way? Such a powerful film. What did you think about the script before you said, "I do, I will play my father in
Okay.
this film"?
Well, it's interesting the way things shake out because, like I said, we started developing it in 2020, and at that point, you're fumbling into it, right? We're musicians trying to make a movie. Yet, from the beginning, I had always had this sense that I should play dad in the film. I didn't know that I'd be co-directing at that time. I didn't even know I'd be co-screenwriting it at that time. I just had this sense of like, I know this man. I'm bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh. I've done a little bit of acting. This would just be
Yeah.
really, I think I could present the heart of him well. And I'm protective of my parents as well. And so there was parts of it that might have even been protection. And then you get into the
Mm.
script. And I was able with Richard Ramsey to really craft the script. So there was a lot of safety in that. And then frankly, there was a lot of safety in Luke producing, and there was a lot of safety in me co-directing as well. We've really built a great team around us. And so something that could have been, or maybe arguably even should have been terrifying, ended up being really miraculous and magical, both on screen and behind the screen.
There are some difficult moments that I know had to be hard for your father to watch as he was watching himself on screen, for one, but then
Yeah.
watching his son portray these hard moments.
Dad was very kind. I actually just found this out the other day, Nick, and that is because I'd sent everyone the scripts to read before we went into production, just to kind of the family members, just to give their blessing.
Yeah, yeah.
And he'd always alluded to the fact that he had read it and my mom had read it, and mom did read it, but he never read the script. Actually, kind of proud of him. I think he just said, you know what? I'm very close to this story. I'm worried I will get in and meddle with it too much and sort of
Mm.
fiddle with it. And so he never read. He didn't see it. until the first night that we showed it to the family while we were still in the edit. And it was interesting to see their responses, because mom wept and dad went to talk to like the projector operator at the back of the room. Like that's how he coped with the movie. But you are spot on. I mean, it's mom is the unsung hero in many ways, but it was a very tumultuous time for him, dealing with a lot of insecurity, a lot of fear, a lot of pride, a lot of questions, a lot of failure. And so he was very courageous in allowing us and me to present it on screen.
Powerful. There's a quote from your mom that says, "Once again, the provision of God is unbelievable, and it left me wowed." Helen Smallbone said that.
Mm.
And she said that before any of this has come to be. And I just feel like the sky has been the limit for you guys in America. And you have done so much for this nation, done so much with your music videos, and how that has been sort of a precursor, don't you think, to some of the pieces of Unsung Hero?
Yeah, yeah, I think you're right, Nick. I mean, you have had, you're too young to have had it, but you've had a front row seat from the beginning in many ways, and all the iterations, learning so much, traveling with Rebecca, background vocals and stage managing, and really cutting our teeth on what it meant to be the road crew and seeing the impact of shows. And then for King Country launching, and really from the beginning, from the Proof of Your Love, taking visuals with music videos so seriously and being so theatrical, both in music videos and live. And then 2016, we released a feature film with our brother Ben, who directed it, called Priceless, that was circling around human trafficking relief. And so you're right, it does feel like in many ways a lot of these sort of moments converge in what is what's become the film Unsung Hero. Yeah.
Yeah, powerful. I had the opportunity to meet you and your sister at one of your Christmas shows from the film. And so I wanted to talk to you about those actors. I know that it was easy for you to sort of lead the charge as the front man for the film. But really, it's this Australian actress that takes a humble strength of your mom and conveys
Yeah.
it so well on the silver screen. What was it like for you to
Yeah.
watch those actors and actresses take on your family?
Oh man. Well, it was trippy because as a part of the responsibility of the directors is to cast these actors. And so you're faced with this terrifying prospect of having to cast not only yourself, not only your siblings, not only your sister, but your mum as well. And Beverly Holloway, who was our casting director, she was very valiant, because I had in my mind what, like, I knew this woman had to be Australian. She had to genuinely be a mum. And Nick, we got down to 10 days before the production and we still didn't have her cast. We'd spoken to Rose Burns, who's an Australian and a mum, and we'd spoken to Teresa Palmer, other actresses, and we'd almost had one particular actress come on, and it sort of fell through at the 11th hour. So it resulted in us like doing a Google search for the top 100 actresses in Australia, and Daisy Betts was one of them. Our sister, ironically, was even one of them. And we were like, "What's your back?" And we're like, "No, that's creepy." Um, very Old Testament. So we reached out to Daisy on a Friday, or her agent. She was on holidays in Australia that weekend. She read it on a Saturday. We offered her the job over Zoom on a Monday. And on that Zoom, we said, "But Daisy, like, because this is 2022, so the pandemic's still around,
Yeah.
and everyone's visas, her passports had lapsed." And so I said, "Daisy, do you have your passport?" And she said, "Well, you're not going to believe this. I was in Hawaii earlier this year, and a friend was like, you should just renew it just in case, on a whim." And I was like, "But Daisy, you have 4 kids. How can you leave 4 kids?" And she was like, "Well, you're not going to believe this. We have a we had a production going in Australia that I can just postpone that production, but my parents were already coming in. We were already planning on me being away." And so it was just one of these great miracles, that she came on board in the literal 11th hour. So that Friday, we confirmed it on a Monday. That Friday, she arrived in the States, and then the next Monday, we started filming.
Unbelievable. Again, she does such a great work. I know Burn the Ships as a song has meant a lot to For King and Country. And that phrase is used in the film in a very different context. And
Yeah.
I couldn't hold back the tears when she just shouted that charge. And it might have been in a playful moment, but the way that she made a mental resolution at that moment broke me. It was beautiful.
What I love about this, Nick, is that it's a, you know, it's a 90s film, so it's nostalgic for all of us, right? It's a music film. It's got Jesus Jones and Lenny Kravitz and Seal and Rod Stewart and Rebecca St. James and Michael W. Amy Grant Striper. It's got so many great needle drop moments.
Yeah.
It's a film about mums. It's a film. It's really a film. It's a family film, and it's an adventure film. Yes, it's dramatic. All the rest of it. It's Australia and it's America and it's hilarious. It's all of it. But it is really a film that is built around the power of family and the quiet strength of our mum, and even Rebecca being this unsung hero of sorts in it. And what we try to do with music is the more personal a song is to you, the more relatable and universal it will be for everyone else. And this is the definition of that in a movie. It's like, this is the most personal story to us and to me.
Wow.
And yet what we're finding is that it's become this sort of anthem for people in that have screened it like yourself, parents and kids alike. And so we can't wait.
The buzz is all good, and it is a phenomenal film. So kudos to you guys for saying yes to that huge project, and yet another amazing thing wrapped from For King and Country. So powerful.
Well, we dub you, and you already are our unsung ambassador, but if you're watching or listening, we dub you our unsung hero ambassadors. The one trippy thing that's really terrifying about filmmaking versus music is, in music, you have years, as you well know, to introduce a project to the people. You release different singles, different features, different versions of these songs. And with theatrical films, you have really that first week. It'll stay in the theaters, Lord willing, after that, but you have that first week to prove to America and the world whether films about moms, films about families, films about the 90s and music and miracles and community and faith and church, if those are the type of films that we want to continue to see. I think that's the other thing. It's 2 to 82. It's not just for moms, it's not just the dads, it's for the whole family.
I just talked to Michael W. Smith, and he said that it was such a powerful film. He went over right before you guys did Place in This World, and you showed him a piece of it, and he was like, I was speechless. So that's good work. That's really good work. So
thank you, my dear.
Hey, and I read your wife's article in Brio.
Oh, yes.
She did such a great job. She did such a great job, and an actress in her own right.
She's a lot of things.
Yes.
And I'm proud that she's wife. I'm proud that my wife is one of them.
Oh, yes. That's awesome. Well, congratulations, and we'll see you on the silver screen.
Yes, on the red carpet or the silver screen or on a stage or somewhere in between.
Exactly. Well, tell everybody hi. Blessings to you guys. Love you.